Hello, my name is Logan Hickox, and this is my persuasive speech for oral calm. Um, and I decided to do my presentation over GMO plants and humanity's future. And basically, I'm persuading that GMO plants, have allowed our world to change and shape the way it is today, and that without them, really, we wouldn't be where we are. Especially whenever we look at population growth and things like that. And the effect that the GMO plants have had on our society is definitely a net positive in my mind, even though some people like to highlight the more negative effects, such as the herbicide use and the breaking down of our the microbiology in our farmland soil. But but overall, I think it's a net positive because of the you know, our population just keeps growing, and to support this population, we're going to need genetically modified plants to support it. Um, Also, the uh, the yep, and so as GMO plants are are being developed and keep being developed around the world, they are supporting this population that just keeps growing, and we're not getting any more farmland. So we have to be more efficient with what we have. And so in the International Monetary Fund, on their website, it is quoted as saying, in just 30 years, the world will look very different. Since 1950, the global population has grown from 2.5 billion to more than 7.7. By 2050, however, the number is projected to reach 9.7 billion, which of course shows a decrease in the rate of increasing population, but that is connected to how much our earth can actually, how much resources we can actually produce here to support, so many people. It's getting harder and harder to be able to produce enough for everybody. um, and there's still places in the world where there's malnutrition and things like that, and GMO plants actually really help out with that stuff. But as we keep developing and more countries come into the developed country space, it's just going to get harder and harder to keep those numbers up. But with the um, a farm structure like in America, very industrialized, very mechanized, very efficient, it keeps enough food for us, and then we also sell a good deal to other countries to help support their populations as well. And without GMO plants, we really wouldn't. This wouldn't even be an option. Um, Scientists have also conducted many animal studies, and they found that GMO plants there are not very many negative effects connected to some people like to highlight genetic mutations and allergic reactions to such things. Really, most of the animal studies they've conducted so far have not shown any of this, and they've done studies on flies, things like that. But this study I have here highlighted, um, in the Journal of Toxics, they used fruit flies to explore, the negative effects of Roundup and the genetically modified corn that is resistant to Roundup. And they said our results showed no significant decrease in mortality between field flies grown on medium made with organic corn or those made of non-GM corn that's unsprayed with Roundup. uh, Roundup Ready corn, which is the variety that is resistant to the herbicide Roundup that is unsprayed, or the Roundup Ready corn that was sprayed with Roundup. So basically, um, even, it shows that the mortality rate in these flies, and also another part of the study said that the reproductive system of these flies also was not affected by the genetically modified corn or the Roundup being used. And my final point in favor of the GMOs is that less developed nations often have nutrient deficiencies, and this creates a whole host of health problems. And in this, I highlight one example of the golden rice, which addresses vitamin A or beta carotene um, deficiency, found in a lot of more dry, arid climates. I think Africa, the Middle East, in these countries, it's very hard for them to get all their vitamin A because they don't have a lot of plants or food there that is strong is a good source of vitamin A, and vitamin A is connected to your eyesight, your just overall health. And so in one scholar has noted in high income nations where populations have access to a diversity of foods, uh, vitamin A deficiency is rare. In many low income nations, however, populations have limited access to food rich in vitamin A or beta carotene, a vitamin, um, a precursor. Hence, uh, vitamin A deficiency rates can be dangerously high in children, and that's really where this comes in, because once you're a developed adult, the vitamin A is not as important. But whenever you're developing all these, your brain's developing, your eyes are developing, all your senses, vitamin A is very crucial in the development of these things in children. And in the same article, they pointed out some statistics from the golden rice. Um, a, re- uh, a recent study has estimated that substituting golden rice for conventional rice could provide 89 to 113% and 57% to 99% of the recommended vitamin A requirements for preschool kids in I believe that is Bangladesh and the Philippines. My face is covering it, respectively. And this is really crucial in our efforts to, make sure everybody has enough food and is getting a good balanced diet to live long and healthy. And in conclusion, really, this is a very important topic because as the population grows, it's just going to become bigger and bigger of an issue. And as more people push back the GMOs, we'll have to find another solution if we do find any data or research that suggests negative effects to human health or genetic makeup. But for right now, there is not very much data to support that. And these here are my sources if you want to go check them out and read into anything here. And other than that, uh, this concludes my persuasive speech on GMO plants.